Joining me now is Kristen Welker from NBC's Meet the Press. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, Ariana. Good to be with you.
Good to be with you. Kristen, this morning you are hosting a special edition of Meet the Press after the U.S.'s strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, and you spoke with President Trump shortly before he addressed the nation on his decision. And you're also speaking with Vice President J.D. Vance this morning. What's the fallout from the president's decision, and where does the U.S. go from here?
Well, Ariana, we will be unpacking all of that with Vice President J.D. Vance. As you said, I did have the opportunity to speak with President Trump on the phone just moments before he addressed the nation. He called the operation a complete and total success, saying that all of the nuclear facilities had been wiped out. We'll talk to the Vice President about all of that. How can they assess that? What level of confidence do they have at this juncture? And then what happens next? There are some 40,000 service members serving in the region. They are on heightened alert. What is the level of concern about a counterattack by Iran? Remember, President Trump warning that they are prepared to strike again if Iran were to take any type of action against U.S. military or here in the United States. Could this, in fact, ensnare the United States in a wider war in the Middle East? That's the concern of a number of President Trump's allies. Remember, he campaigned on an America First foreign policy, getting America out of these foreign wars. Is this a reversal of that promise? That's part of what we will be discussing today with the Vice President. You had close allies from Tucker Carlson to Steve Bannon urging the president not to take this step now that he has done it. Will they stay on board with him? A lot to delve into coming up on the program, Ariana.
Certainly, and lawmakers in both parties are actually questioning the president's authority to carry out those strikes. You're speaking exclusively with Democratic Senator Mark Kelly. How are these lawmakers pushing back and responding this morning?
And it'll be really interesting to hear Senator Mark Kelly's response to what some of his Democratic colleagues and, quite frankly, even some Republicans are saying, which is that they believe that President Trump had a constitutional duty to seek approval for this military action before launching a military strike. They point to some examples in history, the first Gulf War, for example, the second Gulf War, the war in Iraq, in which presidents then did go to Congress first. So does Mark Kelly see that as a mistake? And does he think that President Trump needs to seek congressional approval if there is going to be any further action taken toward Iran? All of that really at the forefront as the debate unfolds here in Washington and as the world braces to see what Iran does next. Are any hopes for diplomacy dead at this point, Ariana? We'll unpack all of it.
Yeah, lots to get into. Thank you, Kristen. Meet the Press airs right after 11 Alive Weekend Morning News at 10.